What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, Your Soul's Passion Consultant. I'm here with another full moon video. This time we're in Pisces. So I have some good information for you guys. So stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy the information. Take notes and see what comes up for you. So as I stated before, the full moon is in Pisces. This full moon is a super moon. It's a blue moon, so one of my favorite colors. The super moon simply means that it's been two full moons in the month of August. And it lands on Wednesday, August 30th. And all this energy is about is water and finding your flow. Those are the two key energies or key words or phrases or catchphrases you may want to remember throughout this presentation. And then also when you're doing your own full moon activities, being in the energy of flowing and connecting to water. So let's get started on the promptings. Stay tuned because I do have a special activity I want to do at the very end in regards to water. So as I stated before, the full moon is in Pisces. So the reflections that I have here for you today are: reflect on your relationship with water. Is water your primary beverage? Do you prefer showers or baths? Can you swim, or do you want to learn how to swim? What are your experiences at the beach, lake, and rivers? So I'll say for me, I do have a strong connection to water, especially when I'm washing dishes, which is so funny. It's very ironic. I don't like to wash dishes. I don't know too many people who do. But when I'm in the kitchen, that is my sanctuary, and I'm cooking, I'm creating, and I'm washing dishes, I have a lot of aha moments. I know for a lot of people that happens in the shower, and it does happen there for me too. So, but mainly in the kitchen, when I'm chopping, I get into a meditative state at that time. And then later when I'm washing my dishes, I'm cleaning up, it keeps me calm and it keeps me thinking and creating new ideas and having aha moments. So that's why I'm asking you to reflect on where you connect with water. Some people get a lot of aha moments because they drink a lot of water. You can get aha moments in like I said, in the shower, in the bath, in the kitchen, or just being in the water, whether you're floating or swimming in water, or being near the water. People get a lot of revelations, a lot of downloads. So just find out where you connect with water, reflect on that, and find out what is the best answer for you in that reflection. Okay, so let's dive into the promptings to see what we have offered here, and where you can also continue to take your mind and take your thoughts and your journaling on this full moon that's coming up. So Pisces deals with the feet and the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a part of the immune system that is comprised of organs, vessels, and tissues. It is responsible for supporting fluid levels in your body's tissue by removing all the toxins that leak out of the blood vessels. This reminds me of basically life and how life has a lot of ebbs and flows. If you take a conscious inventory and know that when you put good stuff into your body, whether it's food, information, conversation, when you are watching TV, good music, then usually good stuff can flow out of you. So the idea is put in good stuff and take out what is not serving you. We should be constantly detoxing. In case some of you guys may not know, the body is constantly trying to heal itself. For instance, like I said, I'm in the kitchen a lot. If I cut myself today by accident, cooking in the kitchen, which has happened, or I burn myself, that's happened a lot. I've took inventory that I noticed in literally 3 days. That scar, that cut or the burn is already on its way to healing. And with me doing minimal things, I may stop the bleeding and then that's it, or put some cream on to stop the burn from burning and hurting so bad. But other than that, the body naturally wants to heal itself. So that's if you're continuing to put good stuff in, the body's going to naturally flush out the bad stuff. So that if you can understand the lymphatic system from that, it works on its own with you doing nothing, but there are things you can do, which we can talk about later in another video, or even later in this video, things you can do, such as dry brushing, things like that, that can help move toxins out. Sweating helps move toxins out. So working out, sitting in the sauna, being in the sun, All of these things naturally are going to help heal the body and move the toxins out. So another conscious thing you can do, or intentional things you could do, is put the good stuff in, such as good high vibrational music, TV. If you're going to watch TV, make sure you're watching TV from a conscious standpoint. Listen to high vibrational music. Make sure your thoughts, your conversations are things that are going to help you, and things that are not going to help you, be sure to know how to move that stuff out and know that it's not serving you, so you can easily let it go. So for me, I'll give another backstory. If I'm watching a lot of heavy TV music that's not so much, lively, giving vitality to my body, my dreams will be muddled. I know I'm going to have a dream. I dream quite often, but I won't be able to make sense of it because my system is overloaded with too much information. So that's another thing. Like if you overeat, you overfeed your cells, especially if you're overfeeding them with intoxicated foods that's not nourishing. It will be harder for the body to release because it has to climb through so much gunk to release what it needs to release. So just keep that in mind. Put the good stuff in, let it do what it needs to do, and the body will naturally dispose of things that it does not need. So our body is always working for us. So show your body some love today. So Pisces is also most related to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra's purpose is mostly related to creativity, your sexuality, and your emotions and how you feel about things. Spend some time daydreaming or visualizing and put action behind what comes to mind. For example, if you can visualize making an apple pie, look up recipes you can make that you can use or you can identify closely with and make the apple pie. What I'm wanting you to do here, and this could be anything, take note on how you feel once you have created and executed the visualization. So the one thing in Pisces, if you know a Pisces, they have a very elaborate thought process. They can tell a story from A to Z with all the detail, the visualization. They will put you in a place where you feel like you're literally there. And that's a good thing about in this season of this full moon, is being able to daydream and visualize what you want to make, what you want to do. And for me, it's going to always go back to the kitchen. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be saying, okay, maybe you want to take a hike, but there's so many other layers that you have to get through before you can say, okay, I'm going to climb this mountain and go on this hike. So one step for doing that would be to sit back, relax, and visualize yourself getting dressed. Visualize yourself driving to the site. Visualize yourself taking your first step in approaching the hiking trail. Visualize yourself holding the water bottle. Visualize yourself how it would feel, the sun beating on your face or on your back. Take that time and just daydream about it. And then once you are ready, the execution is going to be seamless because you've already played it out. You already put it out in your mind. And even if it doesn't look exactly how you envisioned it, the feeling you had once you execute what you've been thinking about is what I want you to pay attention to. It may not look exactly, but the feeling, tap into your feelings, and then do more of that in your life. Let that be an example and do more of that. Do it in your relationships, do it in your alone time. Take that time and just daydream. I know we used to get in trouble in class for just sitting there zoning out. Are you daydreaming? Are you paying attention? And it's like, well, yeah, no, but at the same time, you will get reprimanded for daydreaming, but there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm giving you permission to go back into those times of just doing nothingness and letting your mind wander to create the kind of life you want. Next here, we have Pisces' rule in Neptune. So Neptune deals with your imagination. It deals with your dreams and your spirituality. So your imagination and dreams are connected. That's a word. So your dreams are basically a collection of your thoughts and imaginations coded for you to understand on a deeper level. Basically, all your dreams are just symbols. And it's sometimes like, it was weird. It was like a weird thing that happened. And so sometimes those weird things happen is just for you to connect you to the next symbol. So this is how the spiritual realm works. So what I'm asking you to do, because it's sometimes hard in the beginning to truly understand, what am I dreaming about? What does this mean? Instead of just writing it off and just, thinking nothing of it, that dream is brought to you for a reason. So I'm asking you to start to voice record or write down your dreams in a journal, and start to define reoccurring symbols. So one reoccurring symbol I used to have quite often, not so much now, but a lot years ago, would be a school. And within that school, there would be long hallways. So within that, I would usually have a panic of feeling like I wasn't prepared for class. First of all, I would get lost getting to class. Second of all, I would get lost in my book bag, not having everything together. And that's really weird for me, because I'm very organized, I'm very structured, I'm very put together, especially when it came to academics. And so for me to have a dream to show that I wasn't showing up as my normal self here in this dimension, I would wake up startled. And it would get my attention to say, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing right? And so, long story short, what a school, along with the long hallways, would tell me, okay, you're not organized the way you should be organized in your life in another area. So how you were punctual and organized, color coded, studied, you had your notes all put together when you were in school. I need you to get, Spirit is telling me you need to get, basically get my attention to get structured and organized in another aspect of my life in this dimension. So the heart beating fast, waking up feeling like, I haven't been working out all night, is to get my attention. And that's what school would do, because school was a very structured place. I took it very serious. I did whatever I needed to do to, score well in school. So that's a symbol that Spirit would give me to get my attention. So the more I'm doing the work I'm supposed to do, the less of those dreams I'm having. And so as of now, I haven't had those dreams probably in a good long while, because I'm on my path. Spirit has my attention. I'm paying attention. So moving on, hopefully that makes sense. Spirituality check. So no matter what your beliefs or spiritual practices may be, have you set up a routine in place to keep your spiritual hygiene going? Some examples of spiritual hygiene would be praying, meditation, spiritual baths, breathing, affirmation, and self-care. Making sure you're protecting yourself, especially after you've gone into public and you're coming back home. So it's simple. Sometimes people will come home, sit on the couch, lollygag, and then wonder why they had a bad night. Instead of doing that, maybe consider coming home, taking off those clothes, taking a shower, decompressing, having quiet time, having your own thoughts, figuring out what your own energy is, then getting into the next thing that can involve you having to deal with, more people like your spouse or your children. Just having that kind of set up to have time for yourself, especially whatever you do for a living, if it causes you to have to interact with a lot of people, a lot of different personalities, give yourself that gift of alone and quiet time if you can. And if you can't, make sure you are finding a way to prioritize that, so that you can be better for whoever you're going to be interacting with when you're at home. Whether, like I said, spouse, loved ones, your children. It's very important to keep up on your spiritual hygiene. And we'll continue to talk about that here on this channel, what that looks like, and the care you would need to give to yourself, because no one else is going to give it for you if you don't prioritize it for yourself. So the next thing we have is Pisces is a water mutable sign. So that mutable deals with being able to flow and adapts and open-mindedness. So water is formless and it flows effortlessly. So can you recall a time when you flowed effortlessly? If so, where were you and how did you feel? So usually for me, when I've had a routine set up, and I know exactly what I'm about to execute, that's when I flow the best. That's when I can literally do whatever I'm doing with my eyes closed, and I can let the time fly without being, worrying about, okay, oh, this is boring, it's taking too long, or what time is it? How much longer do we have? I'm so much in the zone that time is not a factor. So think about a time when that was for you. How did you feel? Where were you and what were you doing? You need to take a note of that, because you probably want to do more of that. You probably want to set up your life to where that can be something you can do every day, if not every other day. So that's how you get on the road to your passion. Okay, so the next slide we have here are the activities that I asked you to consider, and I'm going to do one activity here on camera. So if you stayed present this long, thank you very much. And I'm going to do a one of the activities here on camera with you all. So the first activity I am suggesting is blowing bubbles. Bubbles are a visual effect and can help you calm down and be more focused. This can also help you get into flow. As I stated before, I was asking you guys to find your flow, have a connection with water. And bubbles obviously deal with water. So we have the 4 elements here when blowing bubbles. That's how you kind of have a really good balance of connecting into nature, connecting to self, especially when you start calling in the 4 elements. So obviously the bubble mixture is the water element. The air that the bubble blows in would be, or the wind, I should say, that blows the bubbles, that allows the bubbles to float in, is the air element. And the warm air you use to blow the bubbles, which will also get you into some deep breathing, would be the fire element. And then when you're outside, feet planted on the ground, if you do it barefoot with no shoes or socks, that would be the earth element. So blowing bubbles is a really, I know it sounds like a kid, but a lot of the activities I'm going to suggest here on this channel are going to be childlike, because that allows us to connect to the little child, little girl or boy inside of us. And at that moment, we can begin to heal. So it may seem silly. It may not. Some of you guys may already do this. If you have children, maybe do it with them instead of watching them do it, like actually do the activity, play with them while they're doing it, and see what it does for you. If it does nothing, okay, fine. But it could begin to unlock some things out of these childhood activities. Because let's be honest, yes, we're adults. Yes, we have bills and we have responsibilities that children don't usually have, but we're still children at heart. We're still just adults with bills. We're children with bills, basically, is my thought process. So don't be afraid to have a childlike mind when it comes to learning how to flow. So another suggestion I'm asking is a foot bath. Give your feet some special attention by soaking your feet in warm water and your favorite soap, or use pink Himalayan salt. Pink Himalayan salt is good for detoxification and removing impurities. By showing your body parts its own special attention, I truly believe this is the beginning of the healing process for your entire body. And you can take body part by body part, organ by organ, and begin to show it some love. And little by little, you're healing yourself in its totality. So that's my suggestion there. So the last activity I'm suggesting for this Pisces flowing energy is to make a sensory bottle, or sometimes they're called sensory jars. So one way of doing this, I have the supplies here and I'll show you, but this is also good for calming and meditation. It's a visual aid that includes water that you can look into to ask for you to calm yourself down and to get into a meditative state. So you can make these sensory bottles on your own. The supplies are super inexpensive. I got all of my things from the $1.25 tree. So I did not spend a lot of money, but you can obviously spend more money at other crafting stores and get what you need. But I wanted to do it in a very inexpensive way to let you guys know we all can do this. It's, fairly affordable. So what you would need is a clear bottle. What I have here. And I have a little bit of drinking water. I'll explain later why I only have a little bit, not the full thing. Then I am suggesting you have alcohol or cotton swabs to use with the alcohol if you need to clean your bottle. So if you wanted to use a used bottle, I would then suggest you use the alcohol and the swabs to clean off the outer layers, just to make sure everything is clean. And of course, you want to make sure the inside is clean. But this is a brand new bottle, so that's not necessary for this step. And then the next thing you would need is baby oil, or in this case, I'm using clear liquid hand soap. And again, this is just from the Dollar Tree, so nothing fancy. And I got 3 bottles of this. And then the next thing you would need is some glitter, which I have some glitter here. And this is all again from the $1.25 tree, so nothing too crazy. This is silver and gold. It may not be showing up good on camera, but I have that here. And then I have confetti. I have 3 different colors, and this is called tube confetti. So nothing too fancy. So we're going to start loading our bottle up with the soap. And the reason why I only fill the water up to this point is because I want the rest of the liquid to be my soap. I want it to have a longer hang time when I'm shaking all of my ingredients up. So that's why I only filled, like it's like a less than a third of the bottle with water, a little less than a third. And then the rest will be the soap that I'm using here. Let's see, I may not even need all 3 bottles, but we'll see. I'll do the next one and see how far I go. All right, and I'll need just a little bit more of the other one. You want to fill it fairly high, but enough room to start putting your other ingredients without it making a huge mess. So I'm going to stop it about there, which is right before you get to the brim of it, to where you would twist on the bottle. So here I have some silver glitter. I'm gonna do about half this tube, dump it in there. Well, that was a little bit more than half. Then I have gold, and I'm gonna do about half of that in the bottle. So you already see it kind of coming down. Okay. And then I'm gonna start putting some of my tube confetti. I have green here. So that goes in. So kind of sits at the top a little bit until it is ready to start, falling all the way down. And it's already looking really beautiful, like what the shapes is forming. So what I noticed, whatever ingredients you choose, make sure they're light, they're not heavy, because you want them to be able to fall down easily, like it's falling down. Already coming down. It's already beautiful. I did another bottle and I used glitter, but then I use bubbly eyes, and I'll show you guys because it's right here. I used bubbly eyes, but the bubbly eyes were heavy. I don't know if you guys can see. That's a good little picture. So the bubbly eyes are heavy. Which means that they go to the top very fast instead of taking time to go to the top. So whatever you choose, the glitter, the confetti, that's lightweight material. So it's gonna take its time moving around in the bottle. But something heavier, such as the bubbly eyes, they're heavier. That's a heavier material. So it's gonna go fast to the top. But it's still a good bottle though. Still beautiful to visualize and just look at the glitter. Hope you guys can see that really good. All right. And that's really it. That's all I'm putting in mine. You can put food coloring to change the whole color of the water. You can put feathers because they're lightweight. You can put fuzzy balls. They're also lightweight. Sequins. So go at it. So I'm going to put my top. And if you have little ones around that you're going to allow them to play with this, make sure you glue your top before you put your top on, just to ensure that no one drinks this, because this is not drinking water, obviously. We have soap and water in here, along with small particles. So at this point, I can shake. See how beautiful it is? These colors coming together. And so the soap gives it a nice hang time so it doesn't just go all the way down. Another thing, like I said, baby oil. I didn't try it with that. I used actually clear glue with this one, which was okay. But I wanted to try with you guys with the soap with this one. So you got bubbles going in here. You got all different kinds of colors and of course the glitter. So this is definitely something you can get easily lost in. You go into a nice little trance or meditation. So yeah, hopefully you find this helpful. I enjoyed making it. Hopefully you guys enjoy making it and using it as well. And right before I end the video here, I wanted to leave you guys with one of my favorite quotes as it pertains to water. And it's, empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Put your water into a cup and it becomes a cup. Put your water into a bottle and it becomes a bottle. Put your water into a teacup and it becomes a teacup. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend, by Bruce Lee. And I'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much for joining me this video, and happy full moon. Peace.